Hi everyone, I am Patricia Mendoza, and today I am going to share with you a strategy that supports all our newcomers, specifically to vocabulary. Now, our focus in this series is vocabulary acquisition, and I want them to justify an opinion. I'm bringing this to attention because, as you know, as teachers, we're not just giving lists of words to our students and having them look it up in a dictionary, define it, and that's not where we are aiming for. Our standards are even saying that that's not being called out when we talk about vocabulary. If you look for your standards, where in the standards is it say specific to vocabulary? Well, there is the idea of vocabulary, but it's under the language. And I'm not speaking about ELD. I'm looking at language within our Common Core standards, the vocabulary acquisition and use. The big idea is that we as teachers want to present new words to our students so that they can be able to apply it. And so we have specialized words in our content classes, and we have tier 2 words that will definitely going to be able to apply in everyday life. So looking at today's work with you, I wanted you to see what my goal was for this specific vocabulary strategy, which was vocabulary acquisition. Now, even in our ELD standards, we don't have vocabulary standard. There's nothing like that. The idea, again, is we want our students to use it, apply it. We want our students to, when we're teaching vocabulary, that they're going to be learning it, through context, that we're going to give them an opportunity to talk about it. And then we're going to even have them do other skills with it. Specifically, this one here in our ELD standards where it says reading, viewing closely. This standard is saying, hey, we want students to explain ideas, phenomena, and process and relationships within and across text. That's what we want in all our content classes. We want our students to be able to compare, contrast, different themes. We want them to use evidence to share their opinion about things that they're learning. And specifically to looking at what they can find when looking at words, the knowledge of morphology, looking at, what is it that we can, how to make meaning of things. So that's the standards then ELD, which again, wouldn't we want our students to be able to practice these skills? So today I'm going to show you how you can just take any teacher's manuals, or you might already have your list of vocabulary words that you're ready to use, and how you can practice these skills. And specifically, I want students to be able to justify their opinion. I want them to take a word and tell me what they think the meaning is. Look at a picture, make a connection to a picture and a word. Why do they connect the word and a picture together? So justify an opinion. That is what I want them to do. So looking at, let me go here. These are some words that, again, that fell into a unit that this is just any teacher manual. The unit theme was struggle for freedom. And this is a reading intervention book. So, the way it's definitely presented with themes and stories. And this one starts off again to prepare to read. And they give, here's the vocabulary words. And they gave us 8 vocabulary words to look at. I wrote them down here on the screen where it says assist, reward, equity, capture, travel, freedom, escape, slave, and rights. Actually, the top 8 were what was included in the teacher's manual. Then I read a little further in the story that there was going to be a word that I want them also to know, and I just added equality. So instead of doing what the book says to do, or thinking about a practice that you may have had your kids just write down the words and have those definitions for them, because you want them to have it before they read. I want you to try something else. I want you to think about these words. Let's say they were in your unit. And I want you to find pictures that you think go best that symbolize that word. So here below, I just randomly picked some pictures that I felt went with each of the words. There's the word for assist. There's the word for travel. This is the one I chose for slave, for freedom, for escape. This one for reward. This one for rights, equality, and capture. Those are my pictures that I chose. Now, what I am going to do with this is I'm going to provide these pictures and these words and for each team. So let's just say I had a table, 5 tables. So I would make 5 sets of these. And I would cut up the words and cut up the pictures and I put them in an envelope. And that's it. Just keep them in an envelope. And what I want the students to be able to do, let me go here. The idea is that I want students to be able to look at these words. And let me share the video with you shortly. Let me go back. And I want them to, with their partner, you could have a partner, you could have a full team. And I want them to look at the pictures and find the words that they think represent that picture. There's no right or wrong here. And I stress that with all my students. So the key here is when we justify our opinions, we're making our educated guess and we're, within the details, we're going to be able to justify why we're choosing certain pictures and words, why we're matching them. And so this is a task. One thing that you might want to do as you manage is your table again. You definitely don't want to have all students that from, all level, that are going to be at one table. You want to kind of monitor. This goes back then to another strategy about how you are forming your team's tables. Like it should definitely be a heterogeneous group. Just that same idea as the Kagan process of creating your team tables, where you want a high, 2 mediums, and a low. And that could be in language, it could be in reading, it could be just, whatever is your gauge for high, medium, and low. That's a group of 4. So at this table, you're going to be able to have people who are going to help one another. So you begin by, again, everyone has a table. I've modeled it. I would say, okay, students, you're going to have these words. You're going to take all the words out that are in the envelope, and you're going to scatter them around. Just scatter them around on the table. And then I want you to get all the pictures. I want you to get all the pictures, and I want you to scatter all the pictures around as well. And I want you to say, let's pretend this is a picture. I want you to look at the pictures. I want you to look at every picture that is on your table. Have a conversation. Look at what it looks like. Look closely. Then I want you to look at the words. I want you to start to think about what words represent the picture. Which ones go together? Now, yes, the words are in English. You can, if you need to, you may use Google Translate to translate the word. You may. And so that way you know what the word is in Spanish or Tagalog or Mandarin, whatever you choose. But that's it. That's all I want you to do. So what does that word mean? What is the translation of the word? That's only if you need it. So grab your word and together start to say again, which word goes with what picture? So I would say, wow, this word here says crying. I'd look for a picture, something. Maybe I see, a little girl crying with actual tears. This is a literal word. And so I would say this word goes with this picture because crying means when you're really sad and you're going to have emotion on your face. It could be that you have tears coming down your eyes. So that's why we believe as a team that this picture symbolizes the word crying. Okay? All right, students, get to it. Now, I'm ready to share with you what this looked like with English learners at levels 1 and 2. Let's check. So we have newcomers and students who are progressing in language. So first I'm going to share students who were at the higher end of 2. You're going to be able to see
this one is journey because he's walking, and this is traveling. This is fair because she's scared.
Let's try that one more time. I want you to be able to see a closer look. So before we move on, again, you'll see they had the pictures and they had the words, and these students were grouped together in tables of teams of 2 to 4, depending on how many tables I have.
Go ahead. This one is journey because he's walking, and this is traveling. This is fair because she's scary. And this one is escape because the dog is trying to run away from the jail. This one is slave because it looks like slave. And this one is telling a secret to another one. And this one because they want to own the bike. This one I think it's bad because he has nature. And this one, they are run away.
Okay. I know that my hands are over, but I wanted you to hear the students. They're justifying their opinion. That whether they got it right or wrong, it didn't matter to me. But I was assessing. Obviously, at this table, I saw that they had captured the idea of slaves. They had captured some ideas that that were little to the meaning. And so, the most important again is, can they explain why? Can they explain why they think the word is, this picture matches up with this word? Here's a student again that I want to share with you. He is at, before I go to that one, very limited in English. And so it's okay because I already built in the strategies. Remember, I built in that they can look for what the word means and guess, their ideas of what they think relate. But most important, I want them to share in their L1. I can see, I may not know the language, but I can see when a student has a picture and a word that obviously is in English in picture, and I can see if they matched up and look at the details of why they think that. So here we go. Let's take a look at the student who is a newcomer.
And someone will catch him. I think that picture goes with run away. Thank you. Okay. I think these girls say a secret, and I see 2 girls. How do you know them? How do you know that it's a secret? I think that's a secret because the girls are like this. Ready? Pick one. Pick one. Try. Just point to the pic. Which one? You could say it in Chinese. Say it in Chinese. Mm-hmm. 我认为这只鸟非兽容，所以说它们应该是自由的。So freedom, bird, cage.
I think this is slave. He looks like very sad, and he 这是铁锁的。How to say that?
This here?
Yeah.
This word, this thing here?
Yes.
Chain.
Oh, you want a chain?
Thank you.
Okay. So that's exactly what I wanted the students to be able to do. was to justify their opinion based on just the details of the picture. And of course, by honoring that they come with assets, they come knowing things, they have experience. It's just language is sometimes the hinder right now when you're learning a new language. So give them an opportunity to try this. And again, the focus is on justify an opinion. I'm not looking for exact word meaning, but they're going to surprise you that that they're going to be able to share with you, what they know about, big ideas. So there you are. This is a vocabulary acquisition strategy, justify an opinion. Hope this was helpful.